Your manager tells you they're going to replace you if you don't meet your quota this month. Your peers tell you any sales you do is because of luck. Your prospects say you're charging too much for what you're selling. Your family says you're working too much, and your customers are complaining about your company's operations. Look, salespeople are constantly facing battles, so much so that 80% of them are either fired or quit within the first year. Yeah, 80%. Our success in the sales profession is dependent on our ability to rank up to the sales warrior status. Let me show you what I mean, and you can decide where you think you are right now. All right, the follower level is the most passive of the levels. At this level, a salesperson is afraid to initiate contact. They're afraid to lead the sale, control the sale. They're afraid to end the sale, which is to close the sale at will. See, if you're on this level, it's because you're afraid that you don't know enough. But no worries, we all start there. See, the key is that you can't stay here and be successful. You need to actively look for ways to move up the levels to become that ultimate warrior. And the simple solution to move up is to learn just enough to be confident that you know more about your product and service than your customers. All right, once you do that, then you go to the next level, which is the helper level. See, a ton of salespeople never become more than just helpers. I have several theories about this that I want to share with you, but here's the main one. It's because humans have become softer as a whole, and that softness has penetrated into salespeople, or salespeople's identity has shifted from a persuasive communicator to a relationship manager, or culturally assertive communication has been canceled by the overall culture. For whatever the reason is, there are a lot of helper salespeople standing by, ready to react if the prospect needs something. But think about this. When was the last time you asked a salesperson for help, even when you needed their help? Exactly. Yeah, not very often. See, the helper's positive intention is to help and to serve the customer, which is incredible. The problem with this is that our research shows that only 5% of prospects ever ask for help. The other 95%, they still need the help, but again, they never actively ask for it. So if you really want to help the prospect, then you have to be assertive and help the 95% that will never ask for your help. So now that you've moved on past this, you've become what I call the leader salesperson. That's the third tier. The leader is focused on guiding the prospect all along the way. They lead the sales process. As a result, they have no problem, of course, hitting their sales targets, their quotas, their goals. So this is not a bad place to be. And so if you find yourself as the leader, again, you're probably in the, let's say, top 20, 25% of all salespeople on the planet. But at the end of the day, the leaders, they look up to the President's Club members, the top salespeople in their company, and they wonder, you know what, how do I get there? What are they doing that's different than me? So think of the next level as like the GOAT, the Tom Brady's of sales. See, leaders view their sales job as a career and a profession, which again is awesome, but there's one higher level that's above the leader. So at the top of the pyramid, you have the sales warrior. And that sales warrior believes that it's not just a career for them, it's a calling. It's a mission that they're supposed to be on. I love this line I heard from Southwest Airlines. One of their values, they call it the warrior spirit. And the warrior spirit is someone who works hard, desires to be the very best, and is courageous. See, the sales warrior is defined by one key attribute. They believe their entire philosophy about selling is that all human beings move away from pain and toward life improvement. And a sales warrior's mission is to liberate prospects from any indecision. So like the leader, a sales warrior, they know their product or service actively. Because of that commitment and that passion and that conviction they have, they actively initiate conversations to educate prospects on how that product or service will improve their life and solve their problems. But the sales warrior goes on to also know their competition. They know that the conversation they're not present to is their biggest competitor. So they have to understand the competition better than the competition knows themselves. They have to set up those booby traps and landmines to protect the customer from being scammed by the competition. And so here's the deal. In the end, the warrior wants to do everything they can to, again, lead, protect, and serve their customer at the highest possible level. And in some cases, that means not going with the competition. The sales warrior feels freedom in guiding others. They know that they're helping to improve the lives of those they serve, and they earn what they're truly worth for doing it. See, I believe that the number one desire of the human race is freedom. From a masculine perspective, it's freedom. From a feminine perspective, it's peace. And I believe the sales warrior is on a quest to give that freedom and peace, to liberate their prospect from making the wrong decision, from spending less to getting less, to spending more and to getting more, to buying sooner so they can solve that problem and improve their life. But here's the deal. Here's the important part. That leadership, it always comes from a place of love and not fear. See, a sales warrior is that primary source of confidence, motivation, hope, and certainty in the prospect's decision to buy or not to buy. A sales warrior believes every prospect they meet wants to be sold to. Yeah, of course, we've all heard that people want to buy, but I actually also think that customers want to be sold, because to be sold means that you're making the customer feel wanted, and people want to feel wanted. There's actually a drug released when we're born called oxytocin. It's that wanted drug. It's where a mother wants their child and wants them to feel wanted. See, I believe that when you make your customers feel wanted, then they're more attracted to you. And so to sell a customer means to make them feel wanted. And see, think about this. The customer doesn't just want life improvement from the problems they have. They need it. They yearn for it. They beg for it. And see, I believe a sales warrior believes that sales is the most noble profession in the world. It's a vehicle to dramatically improve the lives of every one of their prospects. I also believe a sales warrior is the protector of the prospect's mission to improve their lives. They're protecting them from, again, making the wrong decision and guiding them towards total and complete freedom. And I believe that's the most noble goal I can imagine. So, right now, I challenge you to join me in igniting the pride, purpose, and respect to professional selling by being a sales warrior that leads, protects, and serves your customers completely and fully, that acknowledges that it's your perfect right to be assertive, not aggressive, but to be assertive and speak your highest truth when it's in the best interest of your customers. So starting now, don't just be another boring, unhelpful, or unethical salesperson. Be a sales warrior.